Welcome to episode 83 of the PACT Life Podcast. I'm your host, Bruce Carter, along with my family. Beside me, we got my brother, Mr. Carter. And below me, we got my cousin, Mr. DeMont.
What's going on? Thanks for having me.
Cut just dropped off. That's cool. Cameras went off. Gentlemen, how are you guys doing? I'll start with DeMont.
I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. Oh, there goes Carter. Got the Yeti. All packed out. How you doing, man?
Feeling great. Feeling better. How about that?
I agree. I feel the same way. I feel way better.
Way better don't mean perfect. I'm not 100%, but I'm.
You a fighter, right? You a fighter?
Can't relate. I've been feeling good.
Huh? You about to pull a me. I said the same thing 2 weeks ago.
Don't jinx yourself.
You better knock on wood.
We good. We get it out.
I feel. Speaking of fighter, we gotta talk about the fight of the century that happened. Some are saying this is the event that will spark the race war.
Wait, why you say it's fight of the century?
It was the fight of the century.
What?
Jake Paul versus former NBA star Nate Robinson.
Star? Nate was good. He was no star.
Dunk contest. That makes you a star winner dunk contest. That's how Zach LaVine.
Zach LaVine is working towards being a star, but he's not a superstar or an all-star yet. He hasn't been an all-star, so he's not a star.
Aaron Gordon's a star. We say that because he won a dunk contest.
No.
And he's a consistent playoff berth with the Magic.
Vucevic is a consistent playoff berth with the Magic. Not Aaron Gordon. He didn't even play last year.
Vucevic can't do a 360 dunk though. But seriously, the Nate Robinson versus Jake Paul fight and the Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr. fight. Cut Carter, you was watching the stream, I believe. How are you? Talk about it. Break it down. What you seeing from both bouts?
The Jake Paul fight. Nate was fighting like it was a street fight. Jake Paul is really I guess he's really been training in boxing. You could tell. So that's kind of what it came down to. Because street fight, if it was a street fight, it'd be completely different. You could kind of do whatever you want. As far as the Roy Jones Jr. and Mike Tyson fight, I heard they had a no knockout rule because I missed the rules. So that don't really mean much. I mean, it wasn't a real fight. They were just like sparring. That's what it felt like to me. Mike was tearing up Roy Jones' body.
It's like two uncles fighting.
Yeah, it looked like when I can't think of none of my uncles fighting like that because all my uncles kind of active.
It was like Uncle CJ and
He would have knocked him out. It was worse. It was like Uncle CJ would have knocked the other uncle out. I'm not gonna say his name, but this is different. This is like two 50-year-olds fighting each other. It looked bad. You know how Undertaker looked bad now towards in his career?
Goldberg.
It was on that type of level. Speaking of Undertaker, he retired this week, so shout out to him.
Last week, shout out to him, WWE legend.
Yeah.
Very valid. Mount Rushmore?
I say so. Based on character work.
I think so.
The character, yes.
Everybody know the Undertaker.
Fighting towards the last couple of years now. Well, I mean, he's 50-something, 60.
Yeah, but his character though is legendary.
Right. Always, yeah. They had to milk it as long as they could.
And when we do wrestling, Mount Rushmores, and whenever any Mount Rushmore, we need to take into account the different aspects. Because with wrestling, there's pure wrestling. There's your character. There's what you've done for the business. Done for the business, I think Triple H is definitely on there.
Yeah, he's on there.
He did with NXT. So
Triple H, the GOAT to me.
Yeah, I think it's there. But Chris Jericho was doing, Chris
Jericho's in my Mount Rushmore too. But for me, I'd have to put Cena probably in there for what his era did, PG era. Nah, for real, but Cena in there. But Roman Reigns low key working his way. For my life,
yeah,
I would say, people talk about Ric Flair and all that, but for real, Roman Reigns is, hey, I'm a fan again, bro. I started watching. You saw they had Sting on AEW.
Yep.
Yeah, that was hard.
To beat Moxley for the world championship.
Yeah, that was hard.
He beat him. They wrestled.
Yep.
AEW is hard.
And they said AEW working with other promotions, so like TNA, New Japan Pro Wrestling. They're gonna have cross like brand where they're gonna fight each other.
That's how you try to take out the top, but you can't.
And Triple H had a quote this week, I think today actually. It was like WWE would be interested in working with cross promotions, just depend on if it's beneficial for us. He said we're open for business in a lot of ways and a lot of things. It just depends on what they are and if they're beneficial to us in the long term.
That's the next step, bro. Like to put it all together because
that's what the fans want.
They want to compete. Like WWE really looks at themselves as like that business, especially with them having their own technically bubble. They're an essential business, so they view it like that. They got to deal with Fox. And every time I watch on Fox, I'm impressed. Like, it really looks like, like the production they try to put together for an NFL game or whatever. It looks professional, like more professional, I would say. So, I'm impressed.
You got you. We can move on. We're going to start with the big news out of the NBA. My guy, Russell Westbrook, is out of Houston, going to the nation's capital, D.C., in a trade that involves point guard John Wall and a protected first-round pick for the Wizards. This is Westbrook's third team in 3 years, while Wall looks to start fresh, being the number 2 to James Harden, and along with his college teammate, Boogie Cousins, DeMarcus Cousins. Who wants to start first? Or I can go first. Who won this trade?
This is you, buddy. This is for you.
For mine? All right, I'll go first. I like the move. I think due to the way Westbrook's contract is structured, he can't go to a contender that's want to eat that contract, and his style of play isn't conducive to winning to some. I think going to Washington, being a second to Bradley Beal, I do believe it's still Bradley Beal's team. I think he go up there, still put up his tremendous numbers, but while also playing a mentor role, building up stars like the rookie they just drafted from Israel. They have Trent Brown, and they have Rui Hachimura, I think. And he's along with his old head coach, Scotty Brooks. So I do see this Washington team as a playoff team. I think a 7-8 spot is not out of the question. I don't know what that does for your Atlanta Hawks, Kurt Carter, but I do think the Wizards will be in the playoffs. On the other side of the coin, I don't know what Houston's doing. I can't say. I think they're going to just try to see if this this can just work out with Cousins and with the new head coach. But if things go south in the season, I do think they will eventually trade Harden before the March trade deadline they announced today. Kurt Carter, do you agree?
I think the Wizards will make the offs. I agree there. I think the Rockets make the playoffs. But I think people are really going to see that Russell wasn't the problem. Nor do I think John Wall will be the problem.
Oh, are you blaming James Harden?
I don't think Harden's necessarily the problem. I think it's just the way he plays is just not good for everybody else. It's good for him. If that makes sense. So he'll have his stats. He's going to get his. I hope Boogie looks good. I heard Christian Wood is actually going to probably be their starting center, but I hope Boogie and Wall get some reps together and get the hoop together, and Harden fits in there. It's just John Wall can play better off the ball than Russell Westbrook, so I guess that might be why they feel that way about him. And then from a DC money standpoint, you can pay Russell Westbrook less than you was paying John Wall, so why not? However, you got the superstar and Mr. Triple Double himself, and you gave up your first round pick. So that means
I don't think the pick matters. That's just my.
I think they all in on. I think the pick definitely mattered. I think the pick was like you getting a better player, so you need to send the pick.
Yeah, but like I feel it's kind of like what Colin Cowherd said. I kind of agree with him when it comes to NBA draft, where the players in the NBA draft, they aren't franchise. It's rare that you find a franchise changing player. There's only that handful of players that just change a franchise, like Jason Tatum, Ben Simmons, Donovan Mitchell, and they can't make it to the finals or make it to the conference finals except for Tatum. So it's like I don't think the pick like inherently matters. That's just my opinion, though.
Yeah, I mean the pick won't probably be anybody
Take your time. Boy got distracted. Boy got.
I'm sorry. But yeah, I think the pick won't be anybody like that'll make a immediate impact. But I do think the pick says like it's just that language in the kind to say that we got the better player.
Gotcha.
But the pick probably won't be. Pick won't be a lottery pick if they make the off. So whatever.
Demond, a couple weeks ago, you got on my boy Westbrook about his play style, and you say he should go to the Knicks or potentially the Suns before the Chris Paul trade. But the Wizards pulled the trigger and acquired him. What do you think, man? Do you think he could help Bradley Beal lead his team to the playoffs?
I'm gonna flip the script. I do.
Oh, wow.
I like it, bro. I like the move for Westbrook. I feel, in all with respect, Westbrook is a great player. He's a superstar. And a backcourt of his stature, him and Bradley Beal, I think.
It needs. Yep.
I think they're both all-stars. I think they're a playoff team. I think they are able to gel quicker than some of these other teams, say Atlanta or some of these teams who are going through changing periods. I think the Pacers take a step back this year and stuff like that. But I think the Wizards are very interested with Russ and John Wall, and they re-signed Davis Bertans for the bag. I'm not really sure what other moves they made, but they have Russ has shooters. He has two grade A shooters. So for the Rockets though, I love it. Yeah, I love it all the way. John Wall with Harden and Boogie. I mean, I was excited to see Harden with a big like Boogie anyway. I didn't think they were going to be great on the defensive end, but you get John Wall in there, that changes the whole philosophy of that. Them guys are going to want to play together. I'm excited to see how it looks. John Wall is going to delegate to Harden. Harden can play off the ball a little bit more. And
what?
He can play off the ball a little bit more with John Wall.
He could play off the ball with Russell.
Not in the same way.
Yes, he could. If you're off the ball, you're off the ball.
You understand what I'm saying?
Like, he didn't want to play off the ball. That's why I think they want John Wall, because John Wall is a better off-ball player than Russell is.
I think they're just a better mix of their playing styles fitting together.
I think after a certain amount of time, we got to stop blaming every point guard that come in every year now.
I don't think there was any blame on Chris Paul. I just feel like the injuries are valid blame. He couldn't stay healthy.
A lot of people blame Chris, and a lot of people blame Russ.
I don't blame Chris. Chris is a Hall of Famer. Chris is going to get this year out the way with Phoenix, and he's going to go to LA next year. He's going to do what he has to. Something's going to happen. Chris is going to get a ring before he goes out.
No, he probably is going to. This is last year on contract, so.
But anyways, I just feel like you're saying blame all the point guards. So I do blame him and Russell Westbrook. I don't blame Chris Paul. I don't blame Harden. It's just the Warriors.
You blame who in Russell Westbrook?
I blame Harden and Russell Westbrook, and I blame the front office for trading their big and not giving them a chance. But I don't really feel like there's blame.
Mm-hmm.
They lost to the championships every time they lost. The guys who won the championship. Or went to the championship.
Fair.
So you have this notion that Harden folds in the playoffs and he doesn't play as dominant. And Kobe said it, and we talked about it in the chat today, like his play style doesn't translate to winning. So like Bruiser said, you see how it goes. And if they don't think his play style is changing with John Wall or what they're trying to do this year, we'll see what happens.
You trade it. We just don't know where.
I know where. I know where.
Not happening.
Better go to the finals regardless, but Harden would make them being the Nets the favorite.
Why he not wearing 0?
In my opinion.
I don't know, but they said he wanted to wear 4. He wore 4 in UCLA, and he wanted to wear 4 in OKC before it was retired.
Hey, that's hard.
4 it is.
Was 4 retired in Seattle?
I think so. I think that's why he couldn't wear it.
Is that Gary?
No, Gary was 20. 4. Sean Kemp wasn't 4. He was 40 something. He was 40.
Oh,
Good for Westbrook, man. He gonna shock a lot of people this year. I think he's a starter in the East with Kyrie for the guard spots. In my opinion, that's the starters I see. Guard spots: Russell Westbrook and Kyrie. That's on wax. Guarantee.
oh, he wore.
Nick Collison?
Oh, you know they mess with Nick Collison.
That's who the jersey retired for.
He wore four in high school, but it was taken at UCLA and taken in OKC.
It was taken when he got the OKC, yeah.
Yeah.
The jerseys retired by the Thunder are 1, 4, 10, 19, 24, 32, 43. Jack, Sigma, Fred Brown, Spencer Haywood, Lenny Wilkins, legend. Nate McMillan, legend.
Before we get off the big trade, what's a better best friend duo, John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins, or D'Angelo Russell and Karl Anthony Towns?
John Wall and Boogie.
Let's go.
There's no snitching going on.
I think it's Cat and D'Angelo, but if you asked me this question a couple years ago, it would have been John Wall and Boogie. I just think they both coming off bad. They both coming off Achilles injuries, so it's just hard to give it to them.
Injuries don't affect no player.
But I respect them. I respect the hell out of them. I respect them a lot. They was both was two of my favorite players. So it's just I want to see them do good, and at the same time I want to see Cat do good. But in D-Lo.
When you start like loving Cat like this, I'm just asking.
I liked him when he first came in the league, and then the Embiid thing made me feel like dang, and then everything that's been going on in his life and stuff. I got respect for Cat. So.
Yeah, brought back Jordan Wiz too. He winning.
He is winning. Oh my God! Another team that was in the news this week, the Los Angeles Clippers. The Athletic reported on that Kawhi Leonard and Paul George were getting preferential treatment.
No duh.
They had personal security and guards. Kawhi Leonard was able to live in San Diego, and he was late to practice with no consequences, making a team playing leave late, and they controlled the practice schedule. And that rubbed a few players the wrong way.
I thought that part was the funniest part. We practiced today at 4. Why, coach? Because we said so whole time. Because Kawhi said so.
Right. And they rubbed the players the wrong way. Like Lou Will, Montrezl Harrell. Team players that are off the roster, I think rubbed them the wrong way. And
Lou's still there.
And Paul George, he was on the All the Smoke podcast saying threw Doc Rivers under the bus.
That was funny because somebody posted the stats and they said
bro said, and he tried to have him play that Ray Allen role. I could do it, but you didn't, man.
Then they put up. He's like, I like more pick and roll. Somebody was like, Paul George on pick and rolls. They posted the stats and they were not good.
He making excuses because the weakest.
I just think I don't throw nobody under the bus. You just got to take charge and be like, I didn't play my best. I'll be back.
But the weakest that he looked was when he so there's a video of him talking to Dennis and he's like, oh, y'all got Joakim? And he's like, yeah, we got Joakim. Like, yeah, we loaded. And then there's another video of him being like, we never felt like this was a championship year. After everything that was going on with the Lakers. And he, for all intents and purposes, bro, Paul George balled out in some of them Laker matchups. Respect. Yep. But I mean, Ty Lue is gonna let them two guys go and hoop, and I respect that. I like to see that, but it's gonna come down to can they make the shots. And Ty Lue, I also think Ty Lue's not gonna make that decision that Lou Will doesn't need to be in the game just because he can't. Like, you make adjustments around that. You don't take your best closer and your offensive talent off the floor. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it's not like the things Paul George, huh?
I say, yeah.
It's not like the things that Paul George are saying are wrong. It's just the notion that he's saying them. Like he's blaming Doc.
Yeah, like for
at the end of the day, like, you're hooping, man. Doc could tell you everything in the world, but you got to make the shots, and he didn't make the shots. So, like, take one on the L, take an L, be like, the shots didn't fall, and come back next time. But he over here throwing guys under the bus, and there's no telling how true that report is off them making rules and stuff. But like, what superstar doesn't get superstar treatment? Like,
why did that at Toronto?
Right. But I promise you, Kawhi, if Kawhi would have stayed there, his legacy could have been like, I think they would have had a chance to win last year. Maybe with the bubble and everything, if he would have went there with them guys, he would have took so much pressure off Siakam. Siakam never would have performed that bad. Lowry would have still been a bucket. Van Vliet a bucket. Ibaka went to go play there with them now. So, you know, what it do, baby? They the homies. So he could have stayed there. But with Ibaka this year, and I know they traded Landry Shamet and stuff. We got him in Brooklyn now. So we got another shooter in Brooklyn. Yeah. But hey, bro, it's gonna be a fun year.
What are your expectations for the Clippers after acquiring Nicholas Batum, re-signing Marcus Morris, getting Serge Ibaka? Are they finals bound?
No.
I feel this team is worse than the team they had last year.
Yes.
So what are the Clippers' expectations to make it to the conference finals? It shouldn't be finals, right? It should be conference finals.
I think their expectations should be to be a top 4 seed and see what the matchups are, because
it's a lot of. I don't think they're better than the Mavericks now.
I think they could be the 5th seed, and if they have to see the Nuggets in the first round at number 4, come on, bro. The West is loaded this year. I like Phoenix over them.
Ooh, I don't know about that. I got to see it first.
Phoenix to me is the Heat of the West this year. They're gonna take your heart out, man. They're gonna come and them boys ain't got no heart.
That's what Ty Lue there for.
Who Ty? Step.
What about you, Cut? You think Clippers' expectations should be entering this season?
Make the playoffs.
I think that shouldn't be even expressed. They should already.
They should aspire to try to be as good enough to make the conference finals. I don't think they are good enough to make the conference finals, though.
I feel it. Who you got? Give me your early prediction. We're gonna do the predictions later, like in the coming weeks. But who you got? What's the conference today?
Early prediction. I had the Lakers playing. I honestly had the Lakers playing the Nuggets again.
Run it back. That's what Cut said. You agree, Damon?
I do not. I have Lakers versus Blazers.
I like to see it. They added Robert Covington. But
I think this is a Dame MVP candidate year. I think this is the last go, really, for me with CJ McCollum. Like, you show it this year. Like, there is no bowing down in the moments. Covington is a great pickup for them. You get a full season of Nurkic back.
Exactly.
And Melo off the bench. They got, hey, bro, I like the Blazers.
Melo not coming off the bench.
He's coming off the bench. Yeah, Terry Stotts said so.
Oh, you already said it?
Yeah, he's like, Melo probably coming off the bench again. And Melo
come off the bench last year.
He did. But in the bubble, he started starting.
Yeah, okay.
Been starting.
Well, we can just go look it up. We're nothing to go back and forth about. The Blazers are loaded, though. They still got Gary Trent Jr. They acquired Enes Kanter from the Celtics. I think they're trying to push all that chips in to go win that chip. Or make even – because what Dame said, I ain't playing on the Olympics. I win a championship.
They ain't winning no championship.
Yeah, somebody says, so Dame has confirmed he'll be participating in the Olympics.
Right.
But nah, if they go to the Western Conference Finals and go 7 games, he's not going to play in the Olympics.
Carmelo started all 58 games last year.
Shout out Melo.
Cap. What's the site? What's your source?
Basketball-reference.com. The site everybody uses for everything. They had every basketball stat ever.
That's incredible.
I don't know.
In Houston, he started 2 out of 10.
All right.
Thunder, he started 78 out of 78. This man has never came off the bench.
I thought when he first joined the Blazers, he came off the bench that game.
I thought that too. That's what I was saying.
He started because somebody was hurt.
I'm looking it up now.
No, he ain't gonna make it.
He averaged 15 points last year. 15.4. Didn't know that.
Well, we'll see as the NBA approaches.
I can see them starting him and Covington and CJ and Dame, and then Nurkic at the 5.
All ass lineup.
Melo been running the floor the last 3 seasons.
Come here. No, I'm
He
playing.
sets a lot of mismatches though. If you pick and roll and pick and pop with him and stuff.
I think Blaze will be a top 4 seed. I can see that.
I hope so. I think Nurkic not being there did cause them to fall to that 8th seed spot.
And Zach Collins got hurt.
Yeah, and they got Gary Trent off the bench. They got Rodney Hood off the bench. They got
His Cantor off the bench. They got offensive explosion.
They'll be fine. They're definitely making the playoffs. People had them not making it. I don't know why.
Right. Let's talk about the NBA free agency real quick. Some big moves. Anthony Davis resigns, agreed to a 5-year deal worth $109 million extension.
Expected.
LeBron could win 6 rings.
You want to talk about that real quick? Or, I mean, it's possible.
I know you were going to say LeBron next. So just while we're here, he legitimately has a chance at 6 rings. And I think, I'm not going to say when I ever think the transition will happen that he steps down from the mantle and from best player in the world and can give it to AD. But I think we're about to see like that Shaq Kobe run of possibly a 3-peat. And then they just won't beef at all, though. There will be no beef. They will just keep acquiring great players to come play with them.
You don't think Anthony Davis would get like, dang, I finally learned how to win with LeBron, so now it needs to be my team now.
I don't think
purple and
LeBron
gold
retires, it will be his team.
He said purple and gold till I die.
Exactly. And then, like I said, if Chris Paul come, it's over with. Chris Paul could come in the next 3 years. I said Chris Paul could play 5 more years. His play style, he's in excellent shape, basketball shape. The dude's never tired. Like, he just has to stay healthy. But I'm not mad if Chris Paul load manages. Now, he probably can't do that with Phoenix and make the playoffs. But like I said, I don't think he's finna be there that long. But he could go play with LeBron and play 2 years and win 2 rings.
And I assume you agree, Carter.
Oh yeah, Chris got time. He got about 3-4 years left in him, I think, before he just don't want to do it no more.
Rocking Ty Jordan before his career's over. Ty Jordan before his career's over.
Who, LeBron?
Yeah.
LeBron got a chance to pass Jordan. He's in prime position to do it.
He only needs 2 more to tie him. That's like, I think they win it this year regardless of what Brooklyn does, just because. Now, I think Brooklyn has a chance with Harden, but I don't think they'll beat them in 7 games. I'm just being honest. But I would love to see it. But I don't think nobody's beating them this year. I don't think. I have to see what happens, but like nothing Giannis does makes me scared to the point where I think, him on a team is going to beat LeBron and AD. So I have to see what Brooklyn does, because Brooklyn's my favorite to give them some run for their money. That's the only people I see. So,
yeah, as long as LeBron stay healthy and can play, they not probably losing no. He's hasn't reached
athlete ever.
He hasn't reached his decline yet. So,
right.
And even on a decline, he'll still be at a high level.
Right. Also, Brandon Ingram resigned with the Pelicans, 5 years, $158 million extension. Cut card.
Expected.
Gotcha.
Expected. He make less than him. AD make contract was less, but AD endorsements is
right. Fred VanVleet resigned with the Toronto Raptors, 4 years, $85 million.
I was hoping he didn't, but it's expected. They broke him off.
I told you, boy, they ain't letting VanVleet get away.
Point guard.
He's the highest paid undrafted free agent
ever.
Yeah. Shout out Fred VanVleet. Also, Gordon Hayward signed after opting out of his player option from the Celtics. He signs a 4-year, $120 million deal with the Hornets.
Only a $4 million pay cut for this first year. And he still make $30 million more every year.
They were defending it cut. I was just so confused why y'all were doing that.
I feel like he was gonna make $34 million with the Celtics. He opts out and goes get $30 million. For a team like the Hornets, you don't get a chance to sign people often. Gordon Hayward before his injury was great. So now you get a chance to hope that he goes back to that form. Also, with the Celtics, it was a logjam because Tatum, Brown, Smart, Kemba. There's too much going on. And you had to have a big man on the court and Robert Williams or Cantor, or whoever they had, or something. So I think it's I can't even remember. But It just made sense for him to move on.
Got you. Last week we talked about the Atlanta Hawks, and in that past, I mean, the last 2 weeks we talked about Atlanta Hawks. In the last 2 weeks, they acquired Bogdanovich from the Kings, 4 year, $72 million deal, and Danilo Gallinari from the Thunder, 3 year, $61.5 million deal. And they also acquired Rajon Rondo, a 2 year, $15 million deal from the Los Angeles Lakers. We talked about it 2 weeks ago after the draft about can the Hawks make the playoffs with the veteran talent they acquire along with the upcoming superstar that is Trae Young. Do the Hawks make the playoffs?
The Wizards gonna make it harder for them, but I say the Hawks and the Wizards get in, and the Pacers in the
Magic
fall out. And I don't think Oladipo finishes the season in.
Well, hopefully, yeah, okay.
He'll be traded this season.
Oh, that what you meant? Okay, I ain't know.
Oh no, I don't do injury. I don't.
I don't know what you talking about.
I'm like, nah, I just think he'll get traded. I think Giannis gets traded too, possibly, because I don't think he's signing that.
I don't think Giannis gets traded mid-season.
If Giannis don't sign that contract and they don't trade him mid-season,
I think they still go full throttle with him. I still think
you gonna let this man ride out and then the man just dip on you. I
think Milwaukee think they can win a championship with the team they got.
I'll be the first to tell them they can't.
Well,
oh God, I'll be right there with you.
I think they're optimistic with Drew Holiday, even though they didn't get Bogdanovich. I think
they needed the fourth person. They needed the fourth person. They literally needed the fourth person. Now you got Drew and Middleton. They're gonna be clamps. You got Giannis. They can probably be the best defensive team in the league. Yes, but they better go try to get Depot when he try to get out of there.
The Bucks acquired Brian Forbes from the Spurs, and they also got DJ Augustine from the Magic.
Shooter.
And they got Torrey Craig from the Nuggets. Come on, cut.
They sound like a championship team to you?
And they got Bobby Portis, 2 years, $7.5 million deal.
They got a championship team to you?
I think they can make the finals. I don't know for sure, but I feel like they can potentially make it. I just don't know. Other notable deals, Marc Gasol signed with the Los Angeles Lakers, 2 years, $5.3 million. And Montrezl Harrell, former LA Clipper, signed with the Lakers as a shock, 2 years, $19 million deal. And last but not least, the other big news I saw that happened. My player who I selected to be the most valuable free agent, Jeremy Grant, decided to go to the Detroit Pistons for a 3 year, $60 million deal. Why, when we talk about the Pistons, why we don't say they could make the playoffs? They got Blake Griffin and getting Jeremy Grant, a versatile star. You don't think they could turn the ties with Dwayne Casey as the head coach and be a potential 8th seed?
No, I do not. I think that is the worst team in basketball on paper.
Ooh.
The Pistons.
You don't buy the Pistons?
Complete and full rebuild.
What am I buying?
They got Blake Griffin. They acquired Jeremy Grant. Dwayne Casey, an experienced head coach.
Jeremy Grant is not ready to be a number 2 or number 1. Blake Griffin is.
They got D Rose, like Thon Maker, Brandon Knight.
Nobody's coming into the game saying, "Oh, we're playing the Pistons tonight." Nobody cares. There's a bunch of flashy players. Respect to D Rose. He's a
Pistons come to town. That's the game you take a girl to.
No. Come on, man. What's wrong with Detroit sports? Why can't they get they?
She gonna be like, "That's Derrick Rose with the hair."
Oh, free D Rose, please.
Yeah, D Rose needs to go to the Lakers for real.
Free D Rose.
That's crazy. Wow. I guess. Is there other NBA free agency deals that I forgot to point out? Any trades I missed?
Not
really. Bradley Beal went to. I mean, not Bradley Beal. Avery Bradley went to the Heat.
Yep. Dwight Howard went to the 76ers.
Yeah. Steve Curry got traded to the Sixers. Josh Richardson got traded to the Mavericks.
Whiteside to the Kings.
Yeah. Whiteside. I like Josh Richardson to the Mavericks. I think
I do too.
Luka, Josh Richardson, Tim Hardaway, Porzingis, and
he's the best shooter already.
Who the best shooter?
Richardson is already the best shooter.
After Luka. Yeah,
after Luka to pass to.
Yeah, and to him and Tim Hardaway gonna be jacking 3. Take time.
Josh could jack and actually make more than
Josh
Tim.
gonna hit. Tim gonna hit 3 or 7.
Tim gonna jack 8. Tim don't care. I respect it though.
3 of 8 is more realistic.
Yeah, 3 of 8. He gonna get him up.
3 of 9.
Josh Richardson probably go like 3 for 4 type thing. Like that's
3 for 9 on a bad night.
Bradley resigned with the Heat as well.
Yes, he did.
You like the? I don't feel like we talked about it enough, or maybe we did. But did the Avery Bradley move do anything for you for them as contenders or no?
I just think he made them better defensively.
I mean, they didn't have a problem defensively. It's
they lost Derrick Jones Jr. So getting him,
they can't buy a bucket.
Well, Derrick Jones Jr. on that Trailblazers team too.
When the pressure's on Jimmy, when they have to go back and forth with Kyrie and KD, who gonna do?
Bro, we forgot to talk about it like 2 weeks ago. So Bam Adebayo got a contract extension for a total contract of $163 million. And they said they might not be in a Giannis sweepstakes anymore due to him getting on that max contract.
So Giannis has to basically sign his deal because now AD's deal makes them not eligible to get him. The Bam deal makes them not eligible to get him. Who gonna get him?
And Golden State, they don't have Klay Thompson. I think he look at that situation and be like, I'm not trying to go there with an injured Klay.
Right. But you know where I have so people have been talking about the Maverick.
You said a Maverick?
Mm-hmm.
I've been hearing that too. Oh, that'd be a nice European team.
Now that would be a team to scare me because he could legitimately be a number 2, a dominant number 2.
Right.
Like
some nights number 3 if Porzingis on.
Oh my god. The team would be disgusting because Giannis would be the 4. Like he would play the 4. They would bring somebody in to be the 3. Luka running the 1. Like, and I love
the Mavericks make sense.
What's
I don't
name?
know how you what you trade.
Rick Carlisle.
Rick Carlisle's a great coach. Mark Cuban a G. Like that would be fun. And I think they need like I know Luka's a superstar already in my mind, but they need like that championship era team like they had with Dirk that like you feel like could compete with the championship. And I think Giannis would do that.
I think
I can see that, and I like that move. I just don't know what they trade to get him.
No, he'll be
like he would not have to sign his deal.
He'll be a free agent. That's what he come as a free agent. That's what Demond said.
Oh yeah, because that'll be the only. He come as an FA. They probably gonna get rid of Tim Hardaway. Make more money than Josh. Get rid of Tim Hardaway. Keep Josh. Keep Porzingis. Don't play none of them other bigs. Powell.
And Lucas on a rookie deal.
Yeah, it'll work.
I think.
But then they got to break them all off. They're gonna have a big. That's a good big 3. That's a great big.
Yeah, I think his destinations is in order. I think 1, re-sign with the Bucks. 2, I think Toronto's gonna be trying to acquire him too. I think they're gonna try to make him like a nice offer. Talk about the culture, things like that, to come to Toronto. And I see Dallas working too.
Golden State is a dark horse still, always.
I just don't see Golden State.
And
they made a call on Dave Harden.
I want to throw a team in there that's not really that good of a team.
Don't say the Pelicans.
Who?
Oh, you're making sure.
The who?
Pelicans. Don't say them.
No, I wanted to throw in a team that has one of the all-time great coaches in the Spurs.
I think he's trying to win.
Giannis not going to say it.
But if him with Pop in that system, and they build and put shooters.
This is the era of playing with other people, not playing.
No, but if he goes to the Spurs, the thing is, he's gonna be like, this man.
He gonna be what he is.
Pop gonna have him running basically
gonna be like Milwaukee South.
He's good. Yeah, he's gonna be what he is in the West, like losing. But MVP. Oh my God, Giannis and Pop. Oh yeah. Pop will break the all-time coach and win record. He'll get that. But no championships. Sorry.
Yep. Any more NBA news? We're going to do our predictions in the coming weeks before the...
Derek did just talk about Golden State. They put in that call on Harden.
Yeah, I did see that report. I was like, look at them.
They want Harden?
They called to see if they can get
on draft night.
Yeah, on draft night.
So I'm guessing their offer may have had to been the number 2 pick, Wiggins and Draymond, or like
number 2 pick Wiggins, Oubre, and something else.
They didn't have Oubre at that point, I don't think though.
Pascal and
they did because Clay got hurt before the draft.
Jordan Poole.
It would have been Pascal, Draymond, Wiggins.
They got hurt draft day, I thought.
The number 2 pick and another first round pick. That's what would have been. Like, no kill.
Honestly, I think they still gonna try to get him.
Somebody said, but because you were talking about picks, it reminded me, bro. But somebody said that LeBron gonna have to go to OKC because they getting Bronny. That's your team, bro. That's still your team. You still rocking with the Thunder?
I follow them. I follow their moves. You know what I'm saying? I can't cheer for them overtly. You know what I'm saying? I like Shea.
Shea All-Star?
Hey, baby.
Shea All-Star?
No, not in the West. I'm sorry. I mean, if he balled, then I think he'd be an All-Star. Like, they losing, but he dropping 25, 6.
Oh, his stats are gonna be amazing this year.
Yeah.
He gonna have his stats gonna look like.
I rock with OKC. They free Steven Adams. They feel I'm OKC alums, 2016, 17.
Al Horford hostage.
Pelicans gonna be beating people ass on the block.
They're gonna set the hardest pick and rolls in the history of basketball.
No, imagine coming off a pick and roll and like rolling to the basket and Steven Adams throw it to Zion.
I'm thinking imagine a double screen with Steven Adams. Then you gotta run it through Zion. Come over, JJ Redick in the corner and gotta go try to block his shot.
Then you gotta try to get in Brandon Ingram where he not even looking at you. The Pelicans gonna be tough, bro.
Eric Bledsoe.
They saying y'all a playoff team cut.
I don't want to hear that. I'm not gonna put that.
What type of fan are you? You supposed to be like, hell yeah, we a playoff team, bro.
I said it last year, and look what happened.
Bro, it's because what's his name gone, bro? Alvin Gentry gone. It's a change.
That's true. But I do want to
see the guard.
I think I want to see. I don't want to see Lonzo's minutes suffer. Lonzo definitely should have started. I mean, Lonzo's gonna start, but I don't want Lonzo to be at the 2 and start shooting more instead of being facilitated. I want Lonzo to run the offense.
I think the offense needs to run through BI.
Yeah, of course. No, BI needs to be like the way like on my 2K, PS5, on my 2K in the fantasy league. I got BI as my first option, Zion's my second option. My third option is Lonzo. And I start Steven Adams, Zion, BI, Lonzo, and Eric Bledsoe. I tried to do Lonzo and JJ Redick instead of Bledsoe and let Bledsoe come off the bench. But I never put Lonzo on the bench because I feel like you're going to stunt Lonzo's growth. Let Lonzo start. Lonzo's also on the contract here. He got a lot to prove. So, let him hoop.
I got you. And before we move off basketball, I want to say shout out to the big baller himself, LeVar Ball, getting all
baller brand. Watch out.
His son, NBA. LiAngelo's with the Detroit Pistons. LaMelo's
they put him on 2K.
And Lonzo's with the New Orleans Pelicans. So shout out to the big baller. They try to blackball you because you loud and you proud about your children, but at the end of the day, you still succeeded. So
the only thing he could give me advice on is snacks.
And that still remains true today. No cap.
Nah. But what he said to Molly shouldn't have got him banned, but it was hilarious. LeVar, can I switch gears with you for a second? You can switch gears with me anytime. Stephen A. talking about, you need to stop. And then talking about,
they made that worse than what it really was.
Talking about switch gears, LeVar.
They made that worse than what it really was. That man, American.
They did. Wait, pause, Boozer, on the podcast. Derek, so let me ask you something.
I paused it when you said that.
I just had the greatest season ever with DK, and he's a superstar. So now shouldn't he be an X factor?
The only person I'm giving a superstar in Madden is Jamison Crowder.
No, he's talking about. Wait, what are you talking about? Like your stats, like progression?
Yeah, because he'll
be X factor next season.
What is he now in the game?
He's a star.
Like, so he'll be a superstar.
What? I should be an X factor.
He'll be a superstar next week. After the Pro Bowl, he'll be a superstar.
Yeah, but I should be an X factor though. That's what I'm saying.
Child. Anyway, NFL news. We're gonna start with before we get to talk about the storyline stuff and stuff like that. The biggest one, the COVID outbreak with the Ravens and the Steelers being pushed back on Thanksgiving Day. Till now, the NFL, they talk about potential add another team to each conference, make it 8 teams total. And I don't even know how that'll affect the buys. So it's a lot going on. The NFL is trying to they shut down the training camps. I mean, their practice facilities on Mondays and Tuesdays to clean it out due to the players and Thanksgiving. How y'all think this gonna end? Roger Goodell said on NBC interview by Mike Tirico that he's confident in their protocols and that they don't see a bubble in their future. They think the players and the coaches and the staff will handle everything right and it gets smoothly to the playoffs to finish the season. Do you guys share those same sentiments? Will we see a true 7-team playoff, or will they eventually have to add an extra week to the season and add another team to the playoffs so they could complete the season?
There's no telling what they'll have to do, but I will say I just hope it goes according to plan. But I would say they need to be ready for the worst because with COVID and everything, there's no telling. Like, we haven't seen no growth. So they need to be prepared for the worst.
I agree. They're trying to work on a vaccine, but there's issues with the trusting the vaccine due to previous experience with vaccines. So
Facts.
And cases are still going up and deaths are starting to go up as well. So it's gonna be hard to see what the NFL gonna do. What you think, Cut? How you think the NFL will handle the COVID crisis?
Oh, I'm sorry. How I think the NFL gonna handle the COVID crisis?
You heard it, yes, sir. Answer the question, boyo.
I think they're gonna keep doing what they're doing already. They're not gonna change their mind.
Do you think we'll see an 18 playoff instead of a 17 playoff?
Possibly.
Give me a percentage scale of 0 to 100.
How likely are we to see an 18 playoff?
Yeah, give me a percentage.
70%.
Damn. So you think COVID's gonna ruin the season?
I think they don't know what they're dealing with if they think that it can't. But that with the vaccine coming out in a couple of weeks. Maybe.
What if it's the same Super Bowl season finally, but like, what if y'all go to the Super Bowl but y'all can't play because of COVID?
They saying that they can push the Super Bowl back all the way till the beginning of the new season in March, like March 5th. That's the latest that they can push the Super Bowl. So if something happened, they said maybe February 9th or February 16th, they will push it back.
It would be funny to see the NFL move anything because I just don't believe they will.
I agree with that.
I felt that.
Like, they'll be like, okay, no fans, no personnel, hell, no coaches on the field but the head coach. For real. And the only person, the owners can go to the game, maybe the GMs, no family members at the games. Like, they'll crack down because at the end of the day, TV deals that they have and how much money they make off that, they're not going to lose out. So they're going to do what they feel necessary to make them, yes, still make a profit, but not see a bump up in their schedule. Because the NBA, when all this happened, the NBA, we heard about it. Like, the players were talking about what they needed to do, what they felt like was the right choice. They came to an agreement, but the NBA, the NFL, you don't hear nothing about the players. Like, the players are like, we hope we can finish the season. We'll see what happens. Like, they have no say. No say.
I agree. It's going to be interesting to see how they do that. Even in college football, Ohio State game got postponed. 2 weeks ago, a bunch of SEC games were postponed due to COVID. And it cut. You didn't say there would be a college football playoffs, but the rankings coming out every Tuesday at 8, 7:30.
I didn't see it happening, but they could do it. They won't. I won't be there.
Felt that. Bama number 1. I think Notre Dame number 2.
You felt that, bro?
And Ohio State's number 4. What you said, Demar?
I said you felt that.
Did. It'll be interesting to see with COVID and all this other stuff going on. It's gonna be interesting. Demar, Josh Gordon reinstated. Talk about it. Get Gordon back.
My boy got another weapon. Man, I'll tell you, the game last year against the 49ers on Monday Night Football, he caught so many big third down passes. There was like a 60-yard bomb he caught against Carolina. Like, he was very entertaining to watch as he was coming on before he got suspended again. So with the new CBA and everything, the way that it's going, he will get back the last 2 games, and then we'll have him for the rest of the season. But, like, we play the Rams in Week 16. That's a great game for him to come back. Have all this time to still go to practice and everything and make your debut against the Rams. Come ball out. Come take some pressure off DK. because we need another grown man in the offense. With Chris Carson, I know y'all seen how Chris Carson was running on Monday Night Football. Chris Carson's back, got DK. Tyler gets his looks. We know what Tyler does. Can go for 203 TDs in his sleep and catch you off guard. Rush just gets another weapon. So we'll see. But I think Josh Gordon just adds to a team that can already compete for a championship. They solve their pass rush needs. Their defense is turning it around. Russell Wilson's taking care of the football, making the big plays that he needs to make. And they still have Pete Carroll calling the shots. And the guy wins football games. There's not really much more you can say. So Seahawks, like I've been saying, have the easiest remaining schedule. They'll play Daniel Jones this week. Actually, Daniel Jones is out. So the Giants, no Saquon, no Daniel Jones at home. Then they'll get the Jets next week at home. They got to go to Washington, which is a tough trap game. I think they'll be able to get that one done before hosting the Rams in Week 16. Now, what's interesting is the Rams, they got to play the Cardinals this week. It's their first of their 2 matchups. They're already 1 game behind the Seahawks. So the Seahawks with this easy slate coming up, right? The Rams drop 1 more. The Seahawks can afford to lose that game to the Rams, and they would just have to win Week 17 to clinch the division. So the Rams can't afford to drop it, but the Seahawks, even more, they can't afford to mess up. Josh Gordon just helps them when they're needed, when they're going to need it most.
I have a better question for you, Seattle Seahawks fan. Will the Seahawks be the 1 seed in the NFC?
Yes. Combined with the Saints having to play Patrick Mahomes down the stretch, and you guys said it, the Falcons, we'll see how they play them this week. I'm excited to watch that one. But, I mean, any given Sunday,
right?
Christmas, they got to play the Vikings. The Vikings look good right now. They're going to get back to 500 this week, I believe, after they beat the Jags, who are 1-10. Jets, and they get Thielen back, and Dalvin Cook, and Kirk Cousins, 12 TDs, 1 interception over the last month, just 1 player of the week this week. They got some pieces, bro. So I like what the Vikings are doing. They could give the Saints a hard time back in New Orleans. We'll have to see, but they'll have Drew back that game. It's interesting to see, but I think the Saints probably drop 1 more. I can see the Seahawks winning out. The Packers have to play Derrick Henry in December. So it doesn't really matter. I think they lose that game. Titans and Mike Vrabel and the way they're coached, they're going to come out and punch the Packers in the mouth. And I don't think the Packers are going to respond. So I think they lose that game. Remains to be seen what other teams can be physical with them. But I think the Seahawks have the best road to the number 1 seed in the NFC.
You don't think they'll not get y'all Week 17?
No.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you why.
Remember what happened last year, Week 17?
I know. But I think this is the year we sweep Bang Bang Niner Gang. I appreciate them dropping off the Rams, sweeping them last week. But 49ers, as far as what they do defensively, this time is over. Because if you try to put Sherm on that island with DK, it's cooked. There's a lot that they have to solve their defense for with Russell Wilson, especially not having Nick Bosa and not having D4 when that game happens. Like, they won't have those guys. Offensively, they can do some things with Mostert back, but, like, the Seahawks have really figured it out. They're going to be able to get pressure and everything like that. They may have Kittle back, so it'll be entertaining, but I don't think the Seahawks lose again this year.
Got you. Speaking of the top of the I ain't know Carter. Hey, Cut, you agree? You think the Seahawks going to NFC, or you think the Saints gonna ride the wave to?
Saints going 13-3 at the worst, and I think we win the conference.
You see the Seahawks and the Packers losing another game then?
Well, I'm not worried about. Yeah, who Green Bay got?
Green Bay plays.
They play Tennessee.
They host the Eagles this Sunday. Then they at Detroit. Then they host the Panthers. Then the Titans. Then they're at Chicago for the last game of the season.
They're losing to the Titans for sure. So okay, next.
I know that everything's going on tough, but like for me, if I was running the Eagles, this would be my Doug Peterson game. Because
you mean like playing for his job?
Yeah.
Oh, tell me why.
Because you went there last year and you played your best game all season. Besides the Dallas wins, I think they played the best and they beat them in prime time.
Right.
I watched the game, the fan of Carson Wentz and the Seahawks, of course. But watching Carson Wentz, he just did not look good, and he has to take some responsibility for that. And guys aren't getting open. Zach Ertz isn't there. He's missing all-pro offensive linemen. Miles Sanders isn't getting the touches he needs, and that's on Doug Peterson.
I feel that shouldn't be an excuse though. Your team,
but also
wait, let me say this. I feel like their identity is their players get hurt. Carson Wentz has to deal with it at this point. I don't see that as an excuse anymore because like every season they get the same type of injuries and Carson has to overcome it. Last season he overcame it, but this season I feel like the pressure was just too much for him this season. So I feel like since that's that team's identity, I think you might have to potentially give Jalen Hurts, who you drafted in the second round, a chance to play. That's how
I tell you what, they need a new training staff. That's for sure.
I feel that.
How guys keep getting hurt like this, for real. I mean, now, but there needs to be a change in the regard, 100%. Alshon Jeffrey just looked horrible.
I agree.
Like, it's time. I don't know who's going to give you a shot, but nobody's giving you 2 seconds to run a 10-yard comeback.
Right.
So I don't see it, but they missed on DK Metcalf, thank the Lord, and they missed on Justin Jefferson. But the Justin Jefferson one is just like, why?
Even on draft day, we was like, why would they take him over Jets?
I believe they took CD. They took Rager over CD too. No, CD fell to 18.
Yeah, then it was Rieger, then Jets. Yeah.
I think it was that aspect of trying to get a quick and flashy guy. They wanted the big playability.
Marquise Goodwin and him. They went all deep threats.
Right. Rather than – and Carson definitely needs a deep threat. He's a better quarterback when he has an assistant.
Then they have Deshaun Jackson too. 3.
Yes, he was going to be throwing bombs, but that's the point. Zach Ertz –
Try to recreate the Chiefs.
Zach Ertz is the immediate. And that's what Carson Wentz was like that his MVP year. He looked like that's how the Mahomes offense was.
That's what I said. They try to recreate the team.
To your point, Doug Peterson came under Andy Reid. He's an Andy Reid disciple. And that's similar with Matt Nagy. He's an Andy Reid disciple as well. So
now, with that being said, getting back to your main point, I would love to see if some of that translates to Jalen Hurts. But guys ain't getting open, so what's it matter?
But I think like this team needs a spark. It's like ever since
you can't get a spark if you're just not like performing. They're just not doing their jobs. So like
Foles came in and brought the one of them that bowl that season, rode the wave. It feels like the team doesn't respond to Carson Wentz anymore. That's what it feels like.
But Bruiser, that team was good. That was the difference between them dropping down. Alshon was going get deep balls, catching bombs in the Super Bowl on Gilmore, and Nelson Aguilar and Zach Ertz were running by, slapping hands on routes. They don't have that this year. Guys are jammed up at the line of scrimmage. Their offensive line is banged up. They had the offensive line, so that was definitely a thing. And Doug Peterson was taking field goals or going for a fourth down with a fire play call. He's coming out and getting stalled in goal line situations, making bad decisions. And the defense, Malcolm Jenkins is gone. They're not as dominant. They can't carry them in some instances. They can't get that big play that they need down the stretch. This is not that same team by no facet. So I think there needs to be a lot of changes to go. But when you look at Carson Wentz, you always talking about Nick Foles. Guys are always hurt. You draft a quarterback in the second round. You're not like you're telling me that you don't think it's me, like that you don't think I'm the guy that should be winning you this. But me and you have seen it. The games that they have won this year, it's been Carson.
Right.
So I would love to see Carson somewhere else. I would love to see him in Indy. I would love to see him in Pittsburgh, sit on the bench for a couple years if guys think you really need to sit or whatever you want to do. But boy, I'd love to see him somewhere else and see how Philly actually does. I'd love to see it.
Got you. Cut. We're back to you on the Seahawks schedule. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Seahawks schedule. They host the Giants. Then they host the Jets. Then they go to Washington to play the football team. Then they host the Rams week 16. Last game of the season, they will be in Arizona potentially and play the Niners.
So that's the only 2 games they can lose, the divisional games. And probably they're not losing both. So
Don't sleep on the football team.
They're not losing to them.
And the Saints schedule includes at Atlanta, at Philly. Then they host the Chiefs, host the Vikings on Christmas Day. Then they end the season at Carolina, week 17.
We've been 13-3 for most of our years, so I'm just content with 13-3.
You said we could lose back to back. I don't see us back to back. He said that.
At home. That would dead y'all championship season. That would dead it.
Did it?
Dead it.
I won't say that.
I still think
We clinch this week if we win.
And the Bears lose.
I know division-wise, you're good. But I'm talking about championship. Y'all, that's right there has been y'all problem. You can four-peat this NFC South crown. Sure, y'all, by all intents and purposes, should win the Super Bowl this year.
Taking it week by week.
Yeah, one game at a time.
Taking it week by week.
Y'all should. So there should be no
every week they've been making me happy, but I'm waiting. I know
there should be no excuses. But my Super Bowl picks, if you go check every Yards Matters post preseason predictions, I had the Saints going to the NFC Championship at the Seahawks. I have the Seahawks playing the Chiefs. I have the Chiefs beating the Steelers in the AFC Championship. So my predictions still look very good.
I don't think the Steelers gonna make it that far.
Ever since okay, let's get into that right now. Then the Steelers are 11-0 after beating the Ravens on Wednesday afternoon football. Shout out to NBC and NFL for making that schedule change.
Wow.
Are the Steelers a fraud 11-0 team?
Yes.
Now before I let Derek go, I do want to make sure that this is noted that this is the same guy that said they were gonna lose to the Titans. He said that. Then he said that. Huh?
They should have.
No, they shouldn't have. They dominated them the whole
first
first
half. Missed the field goal, bro. Come on, man.
That was to go to overtime, sir.
Yeah, and they were up by a bunch, and they couldn't close the game out. And they were in a close game with the Jags, and they were in a close game with the Ravens with Trace McSorley and RG3.
Good teams find a way to get it done. It doesn't matter.
You don't struggle if you are a legit 11-0 team.
I disagree.
Last week the Saints played the Broncos with no quarterback. Did we struggle? No.
They get it done. They get it
we
done.
got it done
All that
in
matters.
good fashion.
Kirk Carter, talk to us. Why do you
against the Broncos? Are you comparing? You're not undefeated. Stop. You don't. No, stop.
Lost 2 games.
Kirk Carter, tell me why the Steelers are underrated. I mean, over.
Steelers overrated because they really ain't played nobody. One, they're struggling in some games with teams that aren't that good. Most of their teams, the teams they played are under 500. So
they are 4-0 against teams with winning records and 7-0 with teams against losing records.
Right.
And
the team with winning records that they beat, one of those are the Browns, who aren't good. Who else?
The Ravens twice.
Without Lamar one time. Okay.
Titans after the
Titans should have went to overtime, a kicker miss. So we don't know how that game would have ended. But again,
it ended with them winning because he missed the kick. That's how it ended.
No, but the Titans had all the momentum.
You're comparing it like it was the flag.
Like I said, there'll be a one
flag on y'all.
There'll be a one and done playoff team.
No.
One and done.
I kind of agree with Carter.
You want to bet?
What's up with you betting?
Because you're gonna lose that. You're just saying all this without any consequence being wrong. You're wrong. You keep doubting the Steelers.
I love people tell me I'm wrong on here. Clip it.
Wait, let me say this. Week 1, the Steelers beat the Giants with Daniel Jones. Okay, the NFC East. Then they beat the Broncos. Drew Lock got hurt. Then they beat the Texans, Eagles, then Browns.
Hold up, bro. They hurt Drew Lock.
I know.
That pass rush. So let's be respectful. Like you said, they made these situations.
Bud Dupree is torn ACL for the season. No,
Devin Bush is out for the season. They traded for Avery Williamson. This is a team that is making strides to go win a Super Bowl. Why are we not respecting them? They're 11-0.
They're not winning a Super Bowl. They will.
They arguably have. Everyone talks about Jets, but Chase Claypool has 10 touchdowns. Like they have
slant.
If Michael Thomas slant.
He in the slot coming across.
If it's the AFC
Chase Claypool is definitely scoring on some goals this year. So let's be respectful.
I'm gonna go look him up.
If it's the AFC Championship game, it's Kansas City at Pittsburgh. You know Kansas City gonna be the favorite, and like
Kansas City at Pittsburgh.
Yeah, you know
that. I don't know that.
I
don't know that. But that defense against that Kansas City offense, that's the only defense where I say I don't see Mahomes being able to do what he wants to do all game.
With their injuries, I think they can.
Yes. With their injuries, the Chiefs, I think, get them this year. And if they can repeat success like this, I can see them playing in the playoffs next year. Healthy, I would love to see it.
How much time does Big Ben really have?
Big Ben has another 3 years, I think.
I don't know. 3.
No, I'm saying like this year, next year, and then then we'll see what happens. I don't like.
Oh, he gave him 2
How old
plus
is he?
1.
38, 39?
2 plus 1.
Yeah, like I think he has 2 years. I think Rodgers has like 4 years. I think Brady has 2 years. I think this Drew Brees last year.
I think
Brady and Breeze on the same time clock.
Steelers,
Brady's not going out this year.
He should.
He just signed a 2-year deal. Why would he go out this year?
Breeze has a 2-year deal.
Why would he go out this year? Drew Brees going out this year.
Breeze has a 2-year deal.
Brady ain't hurt. Brady ain't taking snaps off. He's looked bad some, but Drew Brees' arm is like cooked.
Brady's don't look good either though. After that throw against the Raiders, everybody was wanting to give him high, mighty, all praise. But on throws 20 yards or better, he has been terrible.
And guys ain't been getting open, Mike Evans.
ABB open. He ain't getting it there.
I think Baltimore wants to see Pittsburgh in the playoffs.
I think they won't see him again too.
Time. I think Baltimore would want to see anybody besides
The
I
Titans.
can't wait to watch them play Buffalo.
They don't want to see the Titans.
They want to see the Titans.
No, you talking about the Ravens?
I think the Chiefs and the Steelers the only 2 teams in the AFC that could stop Derrick Henry.
I don't think the Steelers could do that no more.
You don't think who could do it no more? The Steelers?
I don't think the Steelers could do it as effective.
Yeah, I think the Steelers see him now. They're gonna be depleted. They're gonna get ran through.
The injuries.
Y'all talk about. I know Bud Dupree and oh my God. I know Bud Dupree and Devin Bush are great young players and everything. Do you not remember Cam Hayward is in the middle of that defense, all pro? Do you not remember Minkah Fitzpatrick is still the all pro in the secondary? Do you not understand TJ Watt is first in sacks, first in QB hits, first in TFLs, sitting on the edge?
Minkah could tackle Derrick Henry.
Do you not respect Mike Tomlin? Oh my God.
Make Mike Tomlin. Can Minkah tackle Derrick Henry?
I've seen it, yes. And Derrick Henry, that's
in
his
December,
boy.
like you say, in December.
That's his Bama boy. He's not gonna do him that, Derrick.
In December, like you say.
But I want to see him run over Cam Hayward. I know he can't do that.
I didn't say that, but I think I like the Titans' chance.
He ain't gonna get the Minkah because Cam Hayward gonna be in the middle. That's what I'm telling you.
Oh man, it's whack. It's wacky.
But the Titans are the 4th best team in the AFC to me, behind the Steelers, the Chiefs, and the Bills.
The Bills. Yeah, I don't know about that one.
All right, we're gonna move on.
The Bills are a really good football team.
I feel like Josh Allen holds them back. Matt Patricia was fired
About time.
after the Thanksgiving loss against the Houston Texans. Him and the GM of the Detroit Lions. Okay, we've been talking about firing Matt Patricia since I think the 2nd year of his tenure. What do you guys think the Detroit Lions need? They will have a top 10 pick, presumably. Detroit hasn't been a winning team since forever. They didn't have any excitement since Megatron back in those days. What do you think this Lions team need? Me personally, I think, like I tweeted, it's time for Matthew Stafford to go find a new place to play. It's time for them to start fresh, start over, and get ahead. I don't know what head coach they need.
I do.
Oh, talk to me then.
Richard Sherman, man, came back this week and had an interception, played great in the win against the Rams for the 49ers to sweep them boys. Afterwards, went post-game and said Robert Saleh would be a great head coach candidate. And then Peter Schrager, I was watching Good Morning Football. Shout out to them and Nate. Man, they was talking about how Robert Saleh could coach for the Lions. He grew up in Detroit, has family in Detroit, grew up a Detroit fan. Now, it would be interesting to see if they would go with a defensive approach after doing with Patricia. But you're kind of already invested defensively into that team. That's where all your salary cap is. You just drafted Jeff Okudah with the number 3 pick. So I don't think it's a bad look. I just think they would have to bring somebody in who's gifted offensively that could elevate that team. Bieniemy is not going to be a number 2. I don't feel like he would leave Kansas City and be a number 2 somewhere. But I would be interested to see him in a situation with Robert Saleh. I think Saleh would leave to go be a number 2 under Bieniemy. I could see that. I don't know if those guys have any connections. I'm just saying a duo I would like to see coach and win some football games, all for Black excellence. So those would be 2 head coach candidates next year. But I think, what's his name? Robert Saleh would be a great choice for the Lions.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I just think even if he is the head coach, you got to fix the offense. Golladay can't stay healthy, or Marvin Jones, if they pick either one. You have a stud tight end who I think is really good, and TJ Hawkinson. And you drafted DeAndre Swift from UGA. I just think you got to fulfill the quarterback position. The quarterback position is just Stafford just been so above average or average for so long that, and they recently gave him a contract extension. I think it's time for him to move on from Stafford and potentially go acquire a quarterback in this draft like Trey Lance or Mac Jones or Kyle Trask. Somebody like give this franchise a spark. I think that's what this team is missing. What about you, Cut? What do you think this Lions team need, head coachly and personality?
I like the idea of a defensive. Well, they just had a defensive-minded coach, but I don't know. Maybe an offensive-minded coach wouldn't be bad. I think they need to shake it up though. They do need to let Stafford be free. I like the idea of Stafford going to a team like with a quarterback that's kind of like young and struggling. So like a team like, you know, the Niners or a team like
the Saints should go after him if Breeze retire.
Yeah, I like that. Cause I know the Saints, we're not about to develop anybody. We're in a prime spot in our division.
And the roster is loaded.
Right. You just bring somebody in there that give them weapons. And Sean put him in that little program he got going and get it going. And I like the idea of they have a young talent in Okuda, and he's still adjusting to the league. They got a lot of old players over there. I don't know what exactly was trying to be built, but they need to blow it up and
blow it up.
I mean, they really could. I'm trying to think of what they really need, and it's like the only good thing they have is a decent O-line and Swift. And as far as that, everybody else is older. They need to go. Marvin Jones.
They have Hawkinson. Galladay can't
stay. Hawkinson can stay. Galladay can't stay healthy. I don't know. Maybe you get rid of him as well. Overhaul. But maybe you keep Galladay, but I know Marvin Jones is old. But
this Detroit teams are cursed. What did they do? They're almost worse than Atlanta.
Yeah. And then the defensive side of the ball, they got a couple good defensive defensive players in their front seven, and then I know they got Okuda. And then the secondary is, other than that, is
they got true.
They got rid of Quandre. They got rid of what good is going on there? I don't know.
Quandre and Alton Robinson. He also plays for Seattle. And then they leave because I know Alton Robinson left because he was beefing with Patricia.
And Slay was too, I heard.
Yep.
So what else? If it was between the coach and Slay, the coach was leaving.
Facts. Last but not least, before we move on, because that's all the news I have, unless you guys have some. I want to show you guys talk about the NFL Pro Bowl returns. The quarterbacks are Patrick Mahomes. He's leading with 206,000 votes. Russell Wilson's right behind with 203,000. The leading running back is Dalvin Cook, not King Henry. Dalvin Cook, 188 votes, 188,000 votes, while Derrick Henry has 185,000 votes. And number 5 on the top list is Travis Kelce, 185,000 votes. The NFL Pro Bowl most votes by team. Steelers are first, then it's the Chiefs, then it's the Seahawks, then it's the Packers, then it's the Bills. And the returns that go into long depths about who's in, who's not. Younghoe Koo from Atlanta, he's leading the kickers in the NFC. Other notable news, Diggs is leading in the AFC. Hopkins leading in the NFC. Myles Garrett, AFC. Brian Burns leading in the NFC for defensive end. For cornerbacks, after Tyreek Hill toasted him, with all due respect, Carlton Davis leads all the cornerbacks with 45,000 votes, while Xavier Howard in the AFC has 1,000 votes.
You're petty.
All the cornerbacks.
What I said.
With all due respect.
Respectfully.
Facts. Yep, and I believe these are the fan votes. So we'll see how everything shakes up. I also want to shout out Sarah Fuller from Vanderbilt. She plays soccer for their team and won an SC tournament, and she plays kicker for Vanderbilt in a loss, albeit, but she did kick the ball off. She said she wants to kick an extra point or a field goal before her career is over. So shout out to her and what she's doing, right? I'll take
absolutely.
That's a salute. I'm sorry, I was reading something.
I heard you, but I thought you were kept.
I thought she kicked the field goal, so she just did the kickoffs.
Yeah, she did. The dude held the tee up for her. She kicked it and went out of bounds.
She only did one kick.
Yeah. I mean, it was 41-0. I mean, the head coach got fired right after the game.
Oh my God.
It's bad. It's bad. I know. We could do this next week, I guess. It don't matter. We got new music there. Yeah, we're doing that. We're doing music.
New.
You better talk about that Rilo, Derek.
Blah 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 blah.
Cause he ain't listened to it, y'all. But I listened to that Rilo. That Rilo, he rap horrible. Hey.
Projects, new music tonight. We got DJ Scheme, Family, Rico Nasty, Nightmare Vacation, Amin, Limbo Deluxe, YF and Lucci, Wish Me Well, 3 Me Against the World, Justin Rari, Youngest in Charge.
Talk about that baby.
Lil Baby, 2-pack to be announced. 24 Karat Gold and featuring the
With
baby.
2 videos.
Huh?
With 2 videos for baby.
Lil TJ, None of Your Love. Juice WRLD and Benny Blanco, Real out now. We got Casey Veggie's Moonwalking, Rich the Kid, Heartless, Saweetie and Doja Cat to be announced. Melly and Black, You Ain't Worth. We also we didn't do a podcast last week, so I got to go back and tell you what dropped last.
Wear your mask, yes sir.
What dropped last week? Hold up.
Yes, sir.
Oh, tell you, yes sir.
Bruh.
Oh, we didn't do the Grammy. We gotta talk about the Grammys too.
We don't.
Oh,
yeah, we don't.
They don't get no attention.
Demond did it. Okay.
We need to have the PACT Awards.
Oh, we could do that actually.
Yeah, I think we should.
Last week we got.
We should also talk about
Lil Bo 3.5, Stunner for Vegas, Welcome to Fort Vegas, Ryla Rodriguez, Golden Human Form, Juicy J, The Hustle Continues, Shoreline Mafia, Mafia Business Deluxe, Sadie Hendricks, Say Less, Fujiana, Gutter Baby, Currency and Harry Fraud, Kamushi Dr. Harry Fraud, bonus footage. We got Bad Bunny, El Ultimo Tour del Mundo.
What is it?
We got Young Thug, Gunna, and Yak Gotti, Ticket to Trial, Fivio Foreign, Trust, St. John and Kanye West, Smack DVD, The Game featuring Lil Wayne, AI with the braids.
Oh, he hit me.
Black, drop something. 42 Bill, drop Freebie. YB in the Mirror, drop Op Stopper. Young Scooter and Zaytoven featuring Rick Ross and 2 Chainz, DB.
Once he gets going, bro, there's no stopping.
And we got No Ceilings 3 by Lil Wayne last week. All right, Bruce.
All right, Carter. I don't think you pronounced that Bad Bunny album right.
It's not. What did he say on the commercial? It's not playa, it's playa.
We're gonna do a PAC Awards, so instead of the Grammys, we're gonna do the PACkies. The PACties.
You want a Packy?
Yeah, we're gonna do those. We're gonna do those.
That's we should send the winners a hoodie.
Don't have their email.
We send it to the label.
Don't have their email.
We send it to the label.
Don't have their mailing address. Don't know if they're gonna wear it. Wasting merch. Sorry. Right. If you reach out and you see this, you can get a hoodie. You got to reach out to us first, though.
Big facts. I'm excited for the Rico album tonight.
No, your people call our people. Our people is us.
All right, Co. What we got? Any news? Any music news? Or are we going straight to the top 5?
Top 5 songs of November, baby.
Well, you could talk about the Drake-Nike collaboration, but that really is all there is to say. But it drops December 18th. I'm going to try to cop.
I'm not talking about it because I want it. I don't need nobody else to know about it. Let's keep it secret. Right.
We'll keep it on DL, but I want something.
Top 5 November song?
Do you want to talk about Drake and, what's the name? A$AP Rocky and Rihanna?
No.
How Uzi's hurt with A$AP Rocky, they say?
What about Sel and Yachty?
That's a little sensitive subject there.
That's a tough spot for me.
It's a sensitive subject. What's your top 5, Derek?
Top 5 November songs.
It is Lil Baby birthday. We should do top 5 Lil Baby songs. Bruce can't participate.
Who can't?
We did that already, but I thought we was going top 5 November.
We never did a top 5. Well, we probably did. I didn't participate though.
I mean, Lil Baby birthday today, Jay-Z birthday tomorrow, but I was gonna do top 5 November.
Oh no, we need to run a Lil Baby.
Yeah.
One Lil Baby?
Yeah.
I already know Bruce is number 1 and 3-headed go.
I'm sorry.
Nah, that's cool. You gonna play with
I'm just messing with you now, brother.
Yeah, feel me, big dog.
That's all.
Dang, I never had thought about my top 5 Lil Baby songs. You can't beat me in this one.
Who going first? Dang, I got 11 on here.
I go first. Top 5 Lil Baby songs. This is including features if you want it. My honorable mention is Always and Forever, Mariah the Scientist single that dropped this year with Lil Baby verse. My top 5 off My Turn Deluxe, Lowdown. Song's dumb hard. Number 4 is off Drip Harder 2018 with Gunna and Lil Baby, featuring Drake, Never Recover. Baby ran Drake and Gunna on that song. Can't tell me otherwise. Number 3, Freestyle off Too Hard. It's like an Atlanta anthem. You feel me? Number 2 for me is How off My Turn. It's one of my favorite songs off the great album that dropped this year. And number 1 for me is Crush a Lot off Street Gossip 2018. That boy Baby Preacher Man was spitting on that thing. That's my top 5.
Kevin won 10-6. All right, I'll go next. Here are my favorite Lil Baby songs in no order, of course. I respect them. I pay attention to them, you know what I'm saying? So I rock with Baby. No order. I got his. So his verse is on Traumatized by NBA Youngboy. Originally, he had a feature on there, but they took it off. I don't know what happened. I also got Cross Me from NBA Youngboy. I got Three-Headed Goat. Got you, Damon. Three-Headed Goat. I got For the Night off the Posthumous Pop Smoke album. And some of his songs I rock with. I like We Pay featuring 42 Dugg, Drip Too Hard with Gunna, Close Friends, and Emotionally Scarred. You know what I'm saying? The hits, the pop.
I like them radio hits, boy.
Yeah. All right,
the boy hear it on the radio and be like, wow, this Baby is hard.
All right, cut. Go. You're on mute. You can go when you're ready, buddy.
All right, I got a couple honorable mentions. I don't know if I should name them all.
Man, 2 honorable mentions.
Maybe just shut up.
I got 6 honorable mentions.
Well, since Damon talking and we missing like 2 people on the podcast today, I'm gonna do my top 10 Lil Baby songs. I'm gonna step it over there. My honorable mention is All In. Number 10, No Sucker. Number 9, Something to Prove. Number 8, We Should. Number 7, Emotionally Scarred. Number 6, Money Forever featuring Gunna.
You're saying all the songs off My Turn. I could have done a top 10 too. Damn.
No, but then I got this. My top 5 is really no songs off that. Wait, yeah, there's no songs off that. They put We Paid in there. So honestly, my top 5. Money Forever featuring Gunna, Lil Baby. Money Forever featuring Gunna. Number 4, Money by Lil Baby. Number 3, Close Friends off the Drip. What it was? Drip Harder. Number 2, Right Now featuring Young Thug. And number 1, Leaked off of
Leaked goes
Harder Than Ever. That Harder Than Ever got my 2 favorites, but that's because Leaked and Right Now on there. Right Now. Every time him and Thug get a song together, they really go crazy because I really like We Should.
Yeah, because I was listening to Bad, and that's a great song, but it's just like they started playing that one on the radio too, so I ain't really like it that much.
Yeah, well, when do you listen to
Well, it's because like I really like Baby with the Baby, but like you got to think about it. Baby got a lot of radio hits, so it's a lot that you don't hear from him, and it's a lot that you do hear from him. But I definitely will be hearing from him in about an hour and a half when he dropped them 2 new songs.
What if they mid?
I know them gonna go hard.
What if they trash?
Baby don't miss. I like Baby more than Travis Scott right now. Okay. In terms of like my favorite, like Travis was my number 2 behind Wiz, you know, that's my number 1. But Baby my number 2 right now.
Well, Travis doesn't release music, so you can't.
Shoot, let you tell it how much you play franchise, he do.
He should have released franchise. That should have been the original franchise. I don't know what he was thinking, put an MIA verse on there.
Well, I like the original version where Travis comes in first.
I like Future verse.
But Travis needs to stop doing that where he makes multiple versions of a song. You're right, though. He needs to come out with the best version first.
I don't know. Maybe he had a solid. Maybe doing that song, he got a business deal. You know, he got a bunch of endorsements, McDonald's, PlayStation, all the above. Maybe
them endorsements told him stop making good music.
Maybe. That's what I've had a lot of people. They said Migos music declined in product, but
the Migos tweeted, I think Offset or Quavo tweeted Migos 2021. Everybody said, "Damn, I thought this year was gonna get." He said, "Damn, I thought next year was gonna be better."
Gonna be a doozy. What we got here? Is there any news breaking?
There is not.
Is that a podcast cut, Carter?
That is a podcast.
Only news I got for you guys. Jared Dudley is back with the Lakers.
Push the button right there to make the doors in.
And this will conclude episode 83 of the PACT Life Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We are available to you on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and YouTube. Follow us at PACT Life Pod or PACT Life Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. Beside me, we got my cousin, Mr. Demang.
Thank you for checking me out. Episode 7 of the Every Yards Matters podcast out now. Go check that out. Appreciate you for having me, brother.
Of course. And last but not least is my brother, Cut Carter, sporting the PACT Scully hats, not the PACT hoodies, of course. All of this is available at PACTbrand.net. Is that right, Mr. Cut Carter?
PACTbrand.net, PACTbrand.net. Cutthroat. Episode 83.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's welcome to the thing? What? Huh? Hey,
give me a number 83, bro.
Give him 83 then.
I said Wes Welker.
Oh, yeah, you could.
I catch it.
Hey, bro, I said Willie Sneed. Brizzy, you make that graphic, you're cut.
I'm your host, Bruiser Carter. Thank you for tuning in, rocking out. Remember to wear your mask out there, you guys. Yeah, socially distance, practice 6 feet. And we are out of here, you know what I'm saying? We are out of here.
New PACT Life.